everybody. Welcome to the Loch Briar Knits podcast. This is episode, I have no idea, 130 something. I feel like it's been a while since I've done this. It's probably been maybe four weeks. There was like a vlog in between that, but I think it's probably been 4 weeks since I actually sat down and did a podcast. So I'm hoping I got my light set up here okay. Can't look washed out, my God. So I don't have a lot of knitting to show. I will say that I do feel like I'm coming out of my slump. I have been knitting every day and I felt more of an urge to knit. I even had the urge to cast on my second sleeve of my second classic sweater, which I think I may do after I finish doing this. So I will show you. Let's just, do we want to jump right in, or is there any admin stuff? I don't know if there is any admin stuff. I should have the June vlog coming out maybe next week. And I am hoping to get back into a regular schedule now. It's just been, it's been a few months of just stress, I think, and which I think affected my knitting mojo. It affected almost all of my mojo, but the only thing it didn't seem to affect was my writing mojo, which was good because I had a book deadline. So I do feel like I'm sort of coming out of that. I decided to take some steps and get myself a therapist to help me work my way through that. And that seems to have been working really good. So I'm looking around trying to think where to start. And then I realized, well, there's not really much to show, but, oh, there it is. So, yeah, so I do feel like I'm kind of, my mindset is improving. I definitely feel like I'm coming out from under a dark cloud of stress and anxiety and bullshit, for lack of a better word. So with that, my knitting mojo is definitely coming back, and I'm going to take full advantage of that. So we're going to start off today with a sock that I started. This is, get my face out of there. This is my own hand-dyed yarn. This is the Spring Fling colorway, which I believe there is still some left in the shop. I haven't done a shop update in a while because that's kind of one of the things that fell by the wayside. And I think too, one thing I'm just being conscious of is not overloading myself between the day job and the writing deadlines and podcasting and then trying to fit in a shop update on top of that. I had planned to do one for like spring, summer. I may pick away at it rather than trying to do a huge all at once update, and maybe do a few colorways every few weeks, and then do more of a fall update instead of kind of trying to get everything done for a spring summer, because I mean, honestly, spring's almost over. And there is still stuff left in the shop right now, so it's not like the shop's empty. But yeah, I think I'm just trying to be conscious of not overloading myself right now, because I do have a tendency to do that, like do all the things all the time now. So I'm just not going to do that right now. So hope y'all understand. I'm sure you do. So this is the colorway. This is probably one of my favorite colorways that I dyed. And this is the first time I've actually knit with it. And I love how it's knitting up. It's just so bright and spring summery, you know? Like, it just makes me happy. So I've got the leg done. I'm ready to, I think I'm ready. Let's see. Heel. Yeah, I'm ready to start the heel now. So I may get the heel done this weekend. Get it started. Anyway, usually when I start the heel, I like to kind of start and finish it. And then when I start doing the gusset, I like to get the gusset shaping and all of that done all at once. I don't like leaving. Those are like the parts of the, you know, it's different when you're just kind of knitting the leg or the foot. I can just like set that down, set it up. But when I start doing anything where I have to sort of keep track of how many rows, or when you're shaping like the heel part and you're going back and forth, I do that all in one shot. I never start that and then stop it, because I have done that in the past a couple of times and it's ended badly. I've literally had to rip it out and start all over again. So that's the cake. And this one is in my 80-10-10 cashmere base. So it's 80% superwash merino and then 10% cashmere and 10% nylon. That is probably going to get some love this weekend. Now, here is the project that I have just been going gangbusters on, and I decided to cast on the Habitation throw because I have so much leftover sock yarn, so much. Like this thing's full, and this is a small sampling. Like I could probably fill this at least 3 more times with leftover sock yarn. So I have decided to cast on the Habitation throw by, oops, trying to get myself, oh, there we are, by Helen Stewart. This was from Knitvent, I think 2009. I'll try to remember to put that all down below. For me, this is the best mindless knitting, and I'm not following the pattern to a T. With her pattern, you do like you're doing the shaping as you go, which I'm doing, but I'm expanding how the distance between the eyelet rows. I'm basically kind of doubling it so that my stripes are longer, and I'll show you. So this is what I have done so far. Let's see if we can start. I'm trying to see through the holes to see if this is actually on screen. So here we go. Ta-da! Let's see if I can get a far away shot. This is what we have so far. So I can't remember how many or how far she has you go, but I really like my Habitation throw to be almost more like a lap blanket. Like the other one I have upstairs is probably, if I were to set the edge of it on the floor, it would probably come up to here on me, and I'm 5'2". So it's a really nice cozy lap blanket. So when I'm working, I'll usually have that on my lap if it's cold up there. So I believe, I'm trying to think which of these, this was a Handmade yarn, and I can't remember the colorway because I had it a long time ago. So this one I did quite long. Usually the ends I'll do like, I did 1, 2, let's get like about 3 eyelet rows. And this one was Helvetica is the name of the yarn, that much I know. This gold, I cannot remember where that was from. I don't remember where this was from either. This is I think it's the Secret Garden from Felici Yarns. This was a lichen and lace, but I don't remember what colorway. This was from, oh, it was the yarn I got in Scotland, and I'm blanking on that. I believe this green was another Handmade one. This, I believe, was lichen in lace, and I can't remember the name of it. This was the striped yarn I got from Nomadic Yarns, I think, the Christmas colorway. And then this one here is my own, which is Woodsy. I think what I'm going to do now, I decided to make this for my mom as her Christmas gift because she hasn't asked me to make her a sweater this year. So I thought, I think I'm okay. I don't think she's going to come at me like, you know, November or something and say, can you make me this sweater for Christmas? She usually gives me like about 12 months notice. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to make this for her. Now, of course, as I'm knitting it up, I'm like, wow, I love how this is turning out. Now I'm kind of jealous that I'm giving it away. But I will say, on the version I have, I followed the pattern other than I made it longer. For this one, I'm spacing more between the eyelets. I love how this is turning out. And then there's the kind of the I-cord edging. Is it showing up there? I think it is. On the side, which I really love the look of. So what I'm trying to do with this one is, make sure I don't knock it off the needles. I have like it on my longest cord because I know, I think this is like a 56-inch cord or something crazy like that. You know, if I were to stretch it out already, it would probably be close to being at the tip of the needles. So I know I'm going to need it. At first, when I first started knitting it, it was only this much. It was a little awkward, but now it's like, oh yeah, good call. So yeah, I think what I'm doing with this one is I'm trying to keep the colors sort of like really nice, rich, bright colors. And then after every, you know, like maybe third or whatever, I'll throw in one that's almost more of a lighter neutral color, just because I find that then makes these brighter colors pop more. So I think next, what I have in what's coming up next after I do this one is I may go, is this what I was thinking? I might do this one because I really sort of like where this has got the muted kind of greens and this has got the really darker earthy. I think that will go really nice together. And then I may do this one because I think those will I think those will go well together. And then my other thought was I actually might do these. Oh, maybe I'll do that because this has some green in it. This is I think this was my September Morn from a couple of years ago. So it's got, I don't know if it shows up on here, but there's some pale green in there. So I think that might work well. Oh, actually, this might even be, maybe go like this. I love like, and then this. Oh, you know what? This might be, let me see if I can get my hands out of the way here. That might work. What do you think? Yeah, and then, or I could go then maybe this way. This is like my favorite part is picking out the color combos that come next. But I do definitely, some of the other ones that I have picked out that I want to use are, so here's some of the ones. So there's this one, which was the National Parks, the Quebec one that I just did a pair of socks in. And then this is, I think this was, is it Log Cabin Yarns? So this is sort of similar to the Helvetica one, but there's a lot more black in it. So I thought that would be nice because it would still sort of tie that in. The only thing is, now that I may have to keep that for when I'm starting to go down the other side, just because I don't think there's enough there to do 20 rows in the longer area. This one is another one. This was, I believe, Homespun House from Apple Cider. It was one of the Christmas colorways. I think this was my Christmas colorway. It's kind of hard to tell once it's all balled up. I'm pretty sure that this was my Hard Candy Christmas. Nope, sorry, not Hard Candy Christmas. Christmas Bark, sorry. This is an Evie Knits, and this is self-striping. So this is a Christmas colorway, but I don't remember who from. Oh. And then, okay, so then there's like that one that I showed you. Then there's this one. I think I might have made socks for somebody else for Christmas with those ones. And then that's my September Morn, which I showed you. This, I believe, is another Handmade one. And it's got some lovely pops of color in it. This is a self-striping one from Felici. So that, and again, where that's smaller, I'll probably save that for kind of the down, the downside. This is from Andrea Mowry's, the Free Your Fade. Thank you. No, Free Your Fade? Yes, Free Your Fade. That was one of the colorways I did with that. That's the Nova Scotia colorway. So that has really been what has my focus right now, because I think it's just what I needed. And I find that once I started getting going on this, my knitting mojo really kind of started coming back. So I think I'll probably put some love in that this weekend. It's a great thing too to be doing when you're, I feel like I got stray hairs here, when you're like watching a podcast or anything like that. So that is pretty much what I've been working on. I have not, my other Free Your Fade that I'm working on, I think this is going to be a Christmas gift as well. I'm very close to being done. I just have to finish off the last color. And I found once I got going on the Habitation throw, this sort of fell by the wayside. But that's got to get done. And it's almost the same thing, basically, like as far as it's kind of straight knitting, some eyelet rows, a little shaping on either end. It's just a matter of it's going on a wedge as opposed to the other one that's growing out like this. So yeah, so I think I am definitely have my mojo back, because I'm starting to look at the projects that are languishing and feeling like I just want to get these off the needles, because there's new projects I want to start. I don't know what yet, although Isabel Kramer came out with a new sweater and I cannot remember the name of it, but I think it's like a fingering weight or a sport weight sweater. It's just like a basic raglan, and you can knit it like short sleeve or long sleeve. She kind of has the two options in the pattern. So I am really tempted to make that like a winter knit. A summer knit where it might be a little lighter, like not that we get like stinking hot weather. We get that 1 week in August where it's like you can't knit because it's too sweaty. So I might do that. But yeah, I definitely feel like my mojo is back. So I'm really happy about that. And the other thing is I have picked out the colors for my second shrug. I think I probably would have started it already. This one I'm going to do the Friday night shrug, which is, I want to say DK weight, whereas this was, is that DK weight or is it just worsted weight? No, I forget. But I have the yarn picked out. This was worsted weight paired with mohair. This was the Saturday shrug. And then I think the Sunday Shrug is bulky yarn, which I don't really have much in the way of bulky yarn, and I don't really want to knit something with bulky yarn. So I've got like, I got this rogue hair. So I definitely want to get that. I think I just didn't feel like I had in the evenings the brain power to do the, oh my God, what's that called? The cast on. One cup of coffee was not enough this morning. Oh, I forget. So yeah, so that's, that I definitely want to get on. I love this. Like I almost can't wait for winter, fall. Well, I can never. I'm always anxious for fall. There, I'm getting, oh, there. Oh, I just like, it's so cozy. It's like a hug. It's a shrug and a hug. A hug and a shrug. So yeah, so I just really want to make another one of these. I really do. And I've got the yarn all picked out, and I really like the yarn that I picked out too. So I'm excited to do it. I think I may as well do up one of these for my sister for Christmas. There's going to be a lot of like knitted gifts coming. Like I find I'm actually starting earlier. I have my brother-in-law's stocking this year though, and he's a little harder to buy for. I find, although I will say, actually my dad is the easiest person in the world to buy for, because he will just give you a list of books, and that's what he wants. And you just go to the bookstore and he's like, secondhand's fine. You can go to the secondhand bookstore. He just wants the books. And I will literally, like, that's what he gets. He gives me his book list every Christmas. I go and buy him the books. Everybody's happy. But my brother's a little more difficult to buy for. I think I had his stocking last year, or was it the year before that? I think I might have had him last year. But he loves his smoker. So I try to like kind of concentrate on things that he can use for that. But then, you know, throw in some other things too. But finding those other things is really kind of hard. But my brother-in-law, he's a carpenter by trade, but he's now more into the project management end of things. He's probably got every tool under the sun. So you know, stuff like that he doesn't really need. So he does love, he's a bit of a foodie, so I can kind of like things like that. I usually knit him socks every year because he really likes his hand knit socks. I think I'm going to do a pair of the fire pit mitts that Taylor from Wool Needles Hands did the pattern for. And, you know, like I'm just trying to come up with some different ideas for him. I would like to kind of maybe knit one more thing for him. I might knit like a nice warm hat or something like that. Anyway, I can't believe it's like June and I'm thinking of Christmas already. But hey, when you're knitting the gifts, you need to start early. As I have learned the hard way. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm going to, for the shawl, I'm going to do, I think, a shrug for my sister. I'm going to finish off the shawl, which I think I'm going to give to one of my nieces. And then I may do another shrug for my other niece because I think she might really like that. Or I may do a lap blanket for her, kind of like I'm doing for my mom. I'll do up a pair of socks and maybe a hat and fire pit mitts for my brother-in-law. Yeah, so I gotta get going because I still have like sweaters to do and to finish for me. So yeah, I definitely feel like my knitting mojo is coming back. Yay! So that is about everything for today. I will try to get the June vlog done for next week, and then hopefully the week after that have another episode and maybe have a finished classic sweater to show. And progress on the Habitation throw. Hopefully maybe a finished pair of socks. Hard to say. I gotta oh, there's only so much time in the day. There's going to be one finished object. I don't know what it's going to be. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you in a couple weeks for a new episode, and see you in the vlog hopefully next week. What is this, the end of June? We're getting to the end of June, yeah. So until then, happy knitting, and I will see you soon. Bye.